Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play The Longest Journey. When we left off last time, we met our protagonist, April Ryan. She has a project she needs to work on. We've got to take her to it. She also has crazy dreams that wake her up at night. And I have a feeling that the dream we saw is kind of, if I were her and I'd just woken up from that dream, I'd think, wow, that was an insane dream. Because I've had some pretty vivid and very odd dreams. But I'm pretty sure since game showed it to us, it's going to mean something a lot more significant. And I don't know, we started off with the old lady, and I'm guessing that the old lady telling the story, she said she was going to tell a true story, presumably a story about her life. I think she's April, and I think she's going to tell how somehow we went from April here in the future to some sort of total other world. The dragon told us we were going to be the mother of a realm, or a world, or I forget how she phrased it, but something along those lines. So, let's continue along in our present day and see what happens. To the hallway.
Hey, babe.
Are you a boyfriend?
Babe, you're looking real sexy today.
Okay, you're sounding like
Zach,
maybe.
listen, I've got to run, and...
What's going on, April? How you been?
Oh, you called me by name. Thank you. Okay. I'm time to hang around. Pretty good you. Ooh, that's so mean. Well, this depends, though. If he is a boyfriend, then I'd like to be nice. If he is not a boyfriend, then he is a jerk, and he deserves this last line. We don't know who he is yet. I hate to hedge, but we just don't have enough information yet. Sorry, I'm kind of busy.
I don't really have time to hang around.
Then how about hanging out with me tonight? A few raptures, some hot dancing. Did I tell you I got a VIP pass to the pavilion? Those things are hard to come by, babe.
Okay, I liked April better, but, again, I don't know. Do I just shut him down, or would she be willing to go out with him another time? If she's into him, then she's into him. If she's not, I don't really... Let me think about it.
Let me think about it.
So think about it, babe. But don't keep thinking too long, or I'll be gone. There are other birds in the sea, you know? Gotta go.
Oh. Well, hang on. Can I say no to you in a mean way? Gross. Okay, so...
What an asshole.
Yeah. So he's not a boyfriend, so he needs to really knock off the babe. Totally not into that. Blech. Okay, well, if we get another opportunity, no it is. Ooh, free access terminal. I can talk. Okay, let's look at it first.
It's a fact, as in F-A-C-T, Free Access Terminal.
Well, that's a pretty clever little acronym for it. Okay. I can talk to it.
Computer.
Well, hello.
Voice interface is not installed. Please use the touchscreen interface to communicate with this free access terminal.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and touch it.
Why not consider a very reasonable upgrade?
Well,
In addition to a voice interface, True Holo display technology and Instacredit compatibility.
because this isn't my computer.
No.
It looks like a public
Oh.
computer.
Just use my hands,
So I'm not
thanks.
upgrading it.
You are missing out on a great opportunity. If you upgrade now,
No thanks.
Hold on. You understood that. You have a voice interface installed already. Why would I pay to have another one installed?
Because you don't get to use this one.
current voice interface is for sales purposes
Uh-huh.
only. If you take advantage of this very affordable upgrade today,
No, really. This terminal doesn't belong to me.
Yeah, we're not going to pay to upgrade it.
noted. Please refrain from voice communication in the future, or you will be reported to the FACT FUB and charged for processing time.
Ooh.
FUB?
Fair Use Bureau. They are authorized to carry
That's the
deadly
kind of future
arms.
we're in, huh? Well,
Well, whatever.
quit
Sorry.
talking to it, April. Well, okay, I kind of begrudgingly admire the whole sales pitch there. It's got the active. Actually, I totally understand. It has the voice activation feature installed, so it can demonstrate this is how easy things could be. You just got to pay to use the feature. I can completely understand that, actually. Now, I wonder if she paid to upgrade it. Does it upgrade the whole terminal, and then anyone in the building gets to use it with the voice activation? Or if they're really smart, then they should activate it only to her particular account. And then anyone who wanted voice activation would have to pay separately to upgrade their own personal account. Okay, can we touch screen? Yeah, don't talk to it.
It's a fact, as in F-A-C-T.
I want to touch screen.
Free access? No. I don't think I'd appreciate the FUB barging in on me right now.
Carrying arms, yeah. Okay, I don't want to go downstairs. Oh, Charlie, he was in our picture.
Charlie's apartment. His place is twice as big as mine, with a private bathroom.
Oh, she didn't have a bathroom in there, did she?
Bed. I guess he likes his creature comforts.
I would like my own bathroom as well. Not having a bathroom would be the worst. You home, Charlie?
Nobody home.
Oh. Maybe we can tell him off. Might not be too late.
That's Zach's room. I've never been in there, and I pray I never will.
No need to pray, just don't go in there.
Nuh-uh. I'm not knocking on
All
that
right.
door unless it's absolutely necessary, and frankly, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Bummer. I kind of wish that I'd known this before our conversation with him, April, because then I would have chosen some different options. Anything here? Ooh, plant.
Organic plastic.
Huh?
It grows, and it converts carbon dioxide into oxygen, just like real plants, but it doesn't need nourishment of any kind. Convenient, but disturbing.
Disturbing how? No, this is like the ideal plant. I want one of those. That's perfect. Ooh. Can we take some with us? Organic plastic.
It's a leaf of organic plastic. It grows. It converts carbon dioxide into oxygen, but it doesn't need water or sun. No nourishment of any kind, actually. Convenient, but disturbing.
That actually seems like a really, really good use of plastics. If such a thing could be created, that would be great. Alright, anything else here? Just our door. I think we're ready to go downstairs. Okay. So what, just 4 apartments up here? This looks like another door, but it didn't have any highlight on it. Oh, this must be one of our roommates. Oh, these are pretty, these little details on the wall. You know, that's a pretty good way to just dress up plain white brick, which would otherwise be boring and, I don't know, I don't really like the look of just the plain white brick. I'd rather just have brick. I actually have a fireplace and it's plain white brick. The people who had the place before me painted it white, and I wish they hadn't. I'd rather just have brick-colored bricks. Oh wait, don't sit, because I don't want you to, like, talk or anything yet. We're looking at things. Okay, she's just walking over to comment.
The omnipresent screen. I don't pretend to know how it works, but all the data apparently passes through tiny little black holes in the fabric of our dimension. You know, that really freaks me out when I think about it.
What is it? I mean, I assumed it was just a TV, but what is this? Just flower screensaver it's showing us? Ooh, what have we got here?
It's a matchbook.
Can we snatch it? Thank you. And let's look at it. It's just a matchbook, but you never know.
It's a matchbook from the Fringe Cafe.
The Fringe Cafe. Okay, is that the cafe she
They
was
really
talking
knew how to design tacky furniture back in the late 22nd century.
What, the sofa?
They really
Yeah.
knew how to design...
That's not that bad. Alright, tell me about this chair.
It's a chair.
This one as well? It's just a chair?
It's a chair.
Alright. The window?
We have a nice view of the bridges from this window.
How does this fan work? Is it actually efficient?
More fans. Proper air conditioning was apparently never a viable alternative for the contractor.
Well, depending on the age of the building, maybe it was built before air conditioning, but you should still be able to convert and add it in at some point, although that could be prohibitively expensive.
Shelves.
Corkboard. Let's see. Is it its own screen? Excellent. Alright, what do we got here? There's something. Duty roster.
Common room, duty roster, July 27th. April and Emma. Oh,
We're in
joy,
July.
manual labor, my favorite.
Well, I mean, it seems fair as long as everybody's on it. Okay, so communal duty roster, so we're all kind of living in this sort of communal house then, right? Well, you gotta do your part. Alright, and she said July 27th. So, if that's not today in the game, then it's somewhere near then. And that really is just about the worst time of the year, July and August. Well, I don't know in Newport, but in Michigan where I'm at, yeah, those are the worst months. Hot.
San Francisco. I'd love to go there someday. Someday soon, hopefully.
I think I'd been looking at their weather when I was daydreaming about places I would move, and they're pretty much like right around the 70s all year long. Perfect. I could be wrong. Might have been somewhere else in California, but I'm thinking it was around San Francisco. Be considerate. Keep the volume down after 11
Be
p.m.
considerate. Keep the volume down after 11 p.m. Fiona.
It's a fair request. I mean, 11 is pretty generous. Some people go to bed earlier. Pizza and movie
Pizza
night.
and movie night, Monday, July 31st. BYOS. BYO what? Soap?
Soda? Monkey?
Look, it's Monkey Boy.
What do we got here? Annual summer blowout at the Fringe Cafe.
Annual summer blowout at the Fringe Cafe. Friday, August 4th, 8 p.m. Free food.
Ooh, free food.
Live performances by Royne Dale. Harlequin Masquerade. The Go-Getters. Tickets available at the bar. $10 only. Spread the word.
$10 only, you get free food, and there's multiple bands. Not a bad deal. Pink note. What do we got?
I can't tell what that note's saying as long as it's up there. Fiona's handwriting is not particularly legible.
Well, it looks good over here. All right. Well, pull it down. What's it say? Where did I get a push pin? I didn't even notice I got a push pin.
It's a push pin.
Huh. Oh, no, I didn't mean to. There.
Found. A gold ring under the common room sofa. If it's yours, let me know. But no false claims, please. Fiona.
Gold ring,
I
right?
did lose a gold ring a few weeks ago.
Oh.
I hope this is the one. I'll have to ask Fiona about it.
Well, yeah, let's do. Okay, was that like a quest symbol? It gave us the whole kind of tone. That's got to mean something. Jock.
I'm sorry, but big sweaty jocks do not turn me on. I'll take a nerd any day.
Why can't you enjoy both of them? All right. Oh, and the coffee table. And I think, is that all of the things in here?
Emma picked this table up at a flea market for $10 last month. That's $9 more than it's worth.
$10 is actually pretty decent for a coffee table, and this is a big coffee table. I mean, yeah, it's looking a little rough, but you could, like, sand it down and repaint it if you were feeling really motivated. $10, yeah, not bad. Okay, I think we got all the things. Oh, Fiona. The one who wants us to keep quiet at night.
That's Fiona, my landlady.
Oh, well.
She's all right.
All right, that's why she's got all the notes on the board then. That makes sense. She's all right, huh? Good. Let's chat. How's it going, Fiona?
Morning, Fiona.
Good morning, darling. You're up early.
Oh, what time is it?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Are you feeling all right? You look a little pale.
Well, she said she's all right. Let's confide.
I had a bad nightmare.
Again? Well, you're not the only one, darling.
Huh?
Mickey woke me up screaming
Oh.
in the middle of the night. She wouldn't go back to sleep until I made her a cup of herbal tea.
Daughter? Maybe?
Nightmares?
Apparently. But she refuses to tell me what they were. I think she's embarrassed.
How old is Mickey?
That doesn't sound like Mickey.
I know, darling. Don't tell her I said so. But I've never seen her so agitated in my life. She scared the hell out of me.
I don't know why I have nightmares. I guess they could be stress-related.
Could be.
After all, the exhibition's right around the corner.
Oh, yes. The school exhibition. How's that going?
God, don't ask. I have no idea how I'm going to finish my painting on time. I haven't felt inspired in ages.
I think you work too hard, darling. You need to relax once in a while. Live. Enjoy your youth. There's inspiration to be found in hedonism, you know.
Yeah?
No, I don't know, but apparently you do.
I'm an authority on the subject, darling. Ask Mickey. She'll tell you I don't lift a finger around the place unless I absolutely have to.
Okay. So the talk of nightmares, it's just got me thinking. My niece has night terrors. She's young. She's like 4. And apparently that's not necessarily an uncommon thing. But they're looking into it because it's happening more frequently. And my sister said that the doctor's thinking it could be a stress-related thing. So, I mean, I'm still feeling like there's going to be something more significant to this nightmare that we saw, that April had. But, I mean, the explanation that Fiona has about you're working too hard and you're stressed, totally viable. So, I would like to ask you some questions. Let's start with that.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Why, certainly, darling. About what?
Just getting to know you. Alright, tell me about Emma.
Tell me about Emma.
Emma? Why, she's your best friend, darling. I don't know what to tell you that you don't already know.
I just
You
want to know
girls are
your
so
take on her.
close.
That's true. The day we met, we clicked instantly. It was strange, but cool.
Like me and Mickey, then? Except for the sex, of course.
Oh, Mickey's a girlfriend
That's
then.
a pretty big except for Fiona.
Oh, I guess so. She's the crazy one, Emma is. Not crazy as in mad as a hatter, but crazy in a good way. Fun to be around.
I get the feeling that you are as well,
Emma's
Fiona.
always been a little weird.
Exactly, darling. She's a flirt, too, and the boys seem to drop like flies at her feet. No wonder. She's a real looker, I don't have to tell you. I'm sure she could have been a model if she'd wanted, but she's an artist, and a good one, too. I really think she'll be a successful artist. Her sculptures are getting a lot of attention.
Well, good for her. I'm happy for her that she's doing something with her life that involves, like, actually practicing and learning a talent and expressing herself instead of just based on how she looks. That, I don't know. That comment just kind of rubs me wrong. When people are like, oh, you could be a model. You could... My sisters were very tall and slim, and they used to be told that. You could be a model. And they're like, I don't want to be a model. Got other things I'd rather do with my life. Too much focus on the women's appearances. And Fiona's kind of playing into that. She's drop dead gorgeous, you know that. Well, she's a looker, she said. And boys dropping at her feet. Like, what about her personality? Isn't that more important than how she looks? Tell me that kind of stuff about Emma.
Anything else you can tell me about Emma?
She ought to be a little more careful sometimes. She's a flirt. And although she doesn't mean any harm, some lads don't take too well to being teased and rejected. You should tell her that, though, being her best
Nice to know
friend.
that in the future it's still going to be the women's
have told her. She
responsibility
won't listen.
for men who don't listen to no, huh?
No. She does worry me a little, but she's a big girl and she can take care of herself. I'm certainly happy to have her living here. Next to you and Charlie, she's my favourite tenant.
How many tenants are there? Yeah, she's got a little bit of an archaic attitude there that I don't really appreciate, but... Well, I mean, when was this game made? I suppose I'm judging it by standards today, and maybe that wouldn't have been so grating at the time. Okay, tell me about Charlie.
How long have you known Charlie?
Oh, he's one of our oldest tenants. It's close to 3 years, I believe, since he moved in.
That's the longest anyone's lived there?
Charlie's always in a good mood, and he's such a gentleman.
I agree. He's an actual, genuine gentleman.
How so? What
And you
makes him
don't
that?
see a lot of gentlemen these days, trust me. You have a very good friend in him, darling. Perhaps even more than a
Fiona,
friend.
don't push things.
What do you mean, more than a friend?
Not for me to say, darling. If you don't realise it yet, you will.
If she has an interest in Charlie, okay. If she does not, then... Okay, so really, Charlie, if he has an interest... If he really wants to see it go somewhere, he needs to just ask her, and if she says yes, she says yes. If she says no, she says no, and that's that. But otherwise, if he kind of likes her, but thinks she's not interested or doesn't want to pursue it for some other reason, but is happy to remain friends, then Fiona, butt out. Alright, what about Zach?
What's up with Zach Lee?
Zach? I think we both feel the same way about him, darling. He's not actually a bastard. If he was, I'd have had him out of here in an instant. But he is an arse, and a stuck-up, pompous, arrogant wanker.
My thoughts exactly. Aside from that wanker bit.
Still, he pays his rent on time and he doesn't make a lot of noise. He keeps to himself. And most importantly, he's shit scared of me, so I can't just kick him out.
All right. Tell me something about yourself.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Fiona.
Me? Why? It's not much to say, darling.
Oh, I doubt that.
I
Come
love
on.
my job. I love Venice, and I love being with Mickey. I'm a happy girl. Sure, sometimes I wish I could go back to England to see my family, but that's water under the bridge, so to speak. I'm very happy with myself and my life here in
So they
Newport.
both had rough parting with the past, huh? Interesting. Tell me about
What
Venice.
can you tell me about Venice?
I don't really know much about the history of Venice. You should really ask someone with an interest in local affairs.
No, I just want to know what you think about it.
What I do know is that this whole neighbourhood used to be an industrial area, and that about 100 years ago they converted most of the buildings into residences for students and the homeless. And it's a nice place to live, certainly. Friendly people, liberal attitudes, great clothing stores, quite perfect, aside from that dreadful stench from the canals in the summertime.
Oh, so it must be a stench rising around right about now, eh? How long have you and Mickey been together?
How long have you and Mickey been together?
Mickey and I have been together since I was 19. She was in her late 30s then. The older, wiser, worldly
A
woman.
little bit May-December,
I
huh?
found her sweet and charming and intriguing. When I finally realised she was neither of those things, it was too late. I was in love. She stole me away from my dreary British inner-city life, and she brought me here. She was no knight in shining armour, that's for sure, but she knew how to treat me like a woman.
You guys make a great couple.
You think so, darling? Yes, I guess we do. And the sex is amazing.
As you keep mentioning,
You never get tired of talking about your sex life, do you?
Never. And if I ever do, please shoot me.
oh, okay. I can't really get upset about it saying that, because it does seem like these two are pretty friendly and get along, so that's the kind of thing friends might mention, I guess. How old is she now? She met Mickey when she was 19, and Mickey was in her mid-30s. I would guess she's at least... I would probably place her at mid-30s, but, you know, it's kind of hard to tell from the character model here. The voice, I would think, somewhere in the 30s. Alright, what did you think of me?
What did you think of me when we first met?
That's a peculiar question, isn't it?
I would think it's kind of a standard
I
question.
thought you were quite lovely. I still do, darling.
Lovely as in I'm so beautiful,
remember
or
the day I
personality?
arrived?
Of course, darling. It wasn't that long ago, and I'm not senile quite yet. It was in May, wasn't it? Charlie referred you to me, and you were quite at a loss. First day in the city, wasn't it? I remember. You looked like a lost puppy.
Puppy? Me?
So it was May, and we're in July
When
now.
I saw
so
you
we've not been here
lugging
long.
that suitcase across the bridge, my heart went out to you. I'm glad you came here. You could have been lost anywhere else.
All right, so tell me about Border House. That must be this house.
Can you tell me something about the border house?
That's one of my favourite topics, darling. What precisely do you want to know?
What are my options? All right, how about the name?
What inspired the name Border House?
That came quite naturally when we saw the place. It's on the border between two worlds, isn't it? Between Venice and the city itself. And at the same time, I also believe we're on the border between two more abstract worlds. Between art and spirit on the one hand, and science and technology on the other.
That's very poetic, Fiona.
It is.
I've practiced. I may be an inner city girl, but I can philosophize and bullshit with the best of them.
But it also makes me wonder if maybe it's on the border of two more, like, literally worlds, you know, given the dreams our girl has had here. So,
What made you decide to run a boarding house?
That's a long story. One of the reasons Mickey and I got together was that we shared a passion for the classic English country inns. You know, quaint, weathered buildings, funny old ladies, and oddly suggestive names like the Lazy Cock.
So why come here to the big city? To America?
We wanted to create a place with a similar atmosphere and hospitality here in Newport. Like a safe house for people like you and I to call home, if only for a short while. So we discussed different options for a few months, and then we decided we wanted to start a boarding house for young, penniless students and artists.
well, that's nice.
You decided you wanted to do that here in Venice?
We knew that Venice was the place for us long before we came here, but the hard part was finding a building cheap enough.
And this building was available?
Not at first. Like most of the buildings in Venice, this one used to be a factory, but when we first looked at it, a local company was planning to turn it into a bar and nightclub.
Well, that's a vastly different direction. What happened?
It was so perfect for our purposes, though, that we appealed to the Venice Borough Council, and after outlining our plans, they gave us the go-ahead at a reduced price, provided we kept our promises regarding our tenants.
Well, that's a nice deal. Yeah. Yeah, do you guys own the place together?
Do you and Mickey own the place together?
We own it together, yes, and we've shared the responsibilities between us. Mickey takes care of the maintenance of the building, and I busy myself with the administrative tasks. I also take care of the day-to-day management of our tenants, like deciding whether or not to let someone rent a room. And, of course, the unpleasant business of booting someone out.
I thought you enjoyed that part.
Yes, all right. In some cases I do, but not always. It can get quite messy.
I imagine so.
Thanks for the information.
I'm glad I could help you out, darling.
But we got more to talk about, right? Yes, we do. Okay, so what about my apartment?
What's the story behind my apartment?
Your apartment? It's more a room than anything else. Not much more than a large closet, really.
It's not that small.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a
One of our
bathroom.
Smallest rooms, but it's cheap and it's on a nice floor. I hope you're happy.
Well,
there.
other than Zach being right across the
I
hall.
like it.
Yeah.
It's convenient, and it's got an interesting view.
That's nice to hear, darling. As for the story behind it, no unexplained deaths or hidden pirate treasures, I'm afraid.
Bummer.
Just a long string of students on a tight budget.
So, pretty standard.
Do you like Newport?
The city? I stay in Venice most of the time. It's easy to forget we're just a tiny little pocket in the middle of a sprawling urban wasteland. But do I like it? I think Newport is one of the great cities of our age. Love it or hate it, you can't argue with that.
That doesn't
And
actually
which one is
answer.
it?
Yeah.
Love or hate?
I haven't decided yet, darling.
Ah.
Ask me again in another 15 years. Perhaps I'll have an answer then.
All right, fair enough. Okay, well, I do have more questions, but not about these things.
I don't have any more questions right now.
Don't hesitate asking if there's something else you want to know.
Take me back to the other conversation options? Excellent. So,
Where's everybody this morning?
Mickey's tied up in the basement.
oh, can I get to the basement and talk to her?
Mind you, she's not literally tied up, of course, although that is a tempting thought.
Oh, Fiona.
Are you getting into your sexual fantasies here, Fiona? Because it's a little too early in the morning for that, don't you think?
Sorry, I just can't help myself. Anyway,
That does seem like an
plumbing
odd
is-
thing to be
you
talking about with
probably
your
noticed
landlady,
when you
though.
took a shower, yeah? There's no hot water. So Mickey's working on that. Getting knee-deep in putrid canal water is her job, thank God.
Yeah, we didn't actually shower, did we?
What about Charlie? He up yet?
No, he's still sleeping, and Emma just went to bed. I saw her come in when I was making breakfast. Do you know who she's seeing now?
No.
I don't know. Some guy?
Those lads I see her with, darling. She's too good for those arseholes. I wish she'd find herself a man who'd treat her right for once.
She hasn't had much luck with love, no?
She's a magnet for creeps, and she's so pretty.
Dude, with
They
the pretty
prey on
again.
her, you know, bastards.
I've tried to talk to her about it, but Emma's impulsive. She doesn't listen.
Well, she can decide for herself
She's
how she
just
wants
as
to run her
headstrong
romantic
as
life.
You and me, darling, but I'm sure she'll be all right. She's smart and resourceful, and not afraid to speak up for herself.
Okay.
Shouldn't you be outside enjoying the good weather?
You joking? Bollocks to that. I'll stay inside until September, thank you very much. It's too bloody hot.
I'm with her on that. I think we asked all the questions,
ask
but
you
just
a
in
few
case,
more
let's make sure I
questions?
didn't miss any.
I don't mind, darling. Ask away.
Nope, we got it all.
Thanks for your help, Fiona.
Unless
You're
there was
welcome,
more about
darling.
Border House, but I'm pretty sure we already got all those.
I'd better get going.
Off to school.
No, we gotta
Yeah, there
go
are
to the
no more
studio.
classes this semester, but I have to finish my painting by next Thursday.
For what it's worth, darling, good luck.
Well, thank you.
And don't work too hard, all right?
Oh, the ring. We gotta ask her about the ring. Okay, can we... Let's maybe give her the note since it didn't come up in our conversation options. So, Fiona.
I saw this note on the corkboard.
Excellent.
I think the ring might belong to me.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but could you describe the ring?
Sure thing. It says Sweet 16. My dad gave it to me. I think it was the only birthday of mine he remembered, or at least acknowledged.
Yes, that's the one. I found it under the sofa when I was vacuuming. Here you are, darling.
Well, thank you.
Thanks. It's not worth much, but it's got a certain sentimental value for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a very pretty ring.
Yeah, it is. My dad never gave me anything pretty before or since. He must have won a poker game or something that day. You know what's strange? I don't hate him. He's a bastard and he treated me like crap almost every single day of my life. But I don't hate him. I feel sorry for him.
It's understandable.
Why?
Because he doesn't know how to love. He can't love anybody or anything. And because he'll be miserable every second of every minute of every day until the day he dies. God, I'm glad that life is behind me.
Yeah, me too.
I hope I never have to see him again. No, that doesn't sound right. I've made a choice not to see him again. Ever.
There you go. Yeah. Moving forward, and things are gonna be good. Let's look at this ring. But I could understand still, this ring holds some kind of mixed emotions for her, but I could see it being, kind of an important thing.
Dad gave me this gold ring on my 16th birthday.
Alright, so how do we find... Oh, this is something. Front door. But how do we get to the basement? I want to talk to Mickey. Can we walk past the sofa here? No. No, we cannot. Aw, we don't get to go talk to Mickey. Bummer. I hope we meet her at some point in the game. I'd like to talk to her. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. This is a much more interesting building from the outside than I thought it would be. This is nice.
I love this mural, even though the motif is a little trite. I mean, fairy tale forests and magical dragons?
So?
Still, it's pretty. I wonder what happened to the artist. Probably making a bundle from cheesy fantasy calendars and book covers.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with fantasy art. It's not trite, it's lovely. It's just nice that there's anything there, right? It could just be a plain brick building, and instead it's something beautiful. Oh. There's an alarm here.
The alarm is active, but it can't be very effective with the doors wide open like that.
Yeah.
Still, there's always somebody around, so I guess we're safe.
I shouldn't, but let's touch it.
Whoops! Is that me?
I just wanted to know if it would do something. We had the option to touch, so I had to. Alright, Cortez. And then we've got some windows. Oh, I didn't know she'd walk along here. I thought she'd have to go this way.
Wow, I can see right into the common room. That's amazing.
Alright, and where does the right window lead?
The shades are drawn.
Oh, well. To the bridges. No, I think it's going to be this path. I think this path is going somewhere strange. Thingy? Alright, let's go look at the thingy. Okay, so then we're up above canals.
Rust is the very definition of Venetian architecture. Think of San Francisco without the hills, Paris without the cafes. Venice wouldn't be the same without the rust. It would be better, but not the same.
And what's this machine? Is this to keep the water from flooding up and getting us? Oh, that is a doozy of a thing. Look at that. Holy cow. We probably should not mess with this.
That's probably Mickey's handiwork. She's the tool gal around these here parts. I wonder why she put the clamp there, though.
Ooh, and we can mess with it, and we shouldn't, but I'm gonna in just a minute.
I'd guess that's a pressure gauge. It's at 100. That's percent, I guess. 100% pressure?
Are we sure it's pressure? Or not pressure, percent? Or is it like some unit of measurement other than percent?
The water tank's full.
Okay. And then a wheel.
What a mystifying contraption, and completely absurd. What are all these valves and wheels and thingamajigs for? What grand purpose does it all serve?
Is it some kind of water filtration, maybe? Those cables aren't
That
looking
cable's
very
been
good.
ripped in two.
Yeah. Touch it.
The cables are too far apart to tie them back together. Looks like a big piece of cable was torn off.
I don't know that any of this is going to really help. Okay, and then we've got some
Mystifying.
buttons. Alright, we should not mess with this, but we're totally gonna. That's why it's clamped.
Oh. Seems the clamp served a purpose after all. What a surprise.
Alright, how about the wheel?
It's a rusty old wheel. I'd imagine it turns the water on and off.
Alright, let's turn it off for a minute.
It won't budge. The pressure's probably too high.
Nope, I can't do this at the same time. Interesting. There's probably some puzzle to sort out here, but we don't really have a motivation to do anything with it yet.
Mystifying.
Like, there's no need to mess with this, so we'll leave it alone for now. And we can't move past it? Or can we? Nope. Alright. Well...
Oye,
Oh.
señorita.
Yes?
How are you this morning, señorita bonita?
Doing good, thank you. I guess we can be polite. He did just say, "How are you, pretty lady?" But, I mean, I'm sure he means it complimentarily and not necessarily creepy like Zach. At least he didn't call me babe.
I'm fine. And you?
Sunshine and pretty señoritas give an old man like me the blues.
Huh?
I like my days cold and rainy.
Alright.
In fact, I think I prefer the world to be in black and white.
Like an old movie.
Like all good movies. But tell me, señorita Ryan,
Oh, he knows me.
how would you describe your perfect day?
Well, I mean, okay, I don't really like hot and sunny because it's uncomfortable. I would prefer cold and rainy because you can always sit inside and watch the rain and wear warm clothing and it's comfortable. But it's not that I want to be miserable or something. There's the connotation here of it being like a sad day. I don't want to be sad. That's what I'm more comfortable in.
Cold and rainy like yours.
Está bien. We are alike, you and I. But this heat is not why you are unhappy, no? You are trouble, my nightmares.
How do you know that?
What?
You are afraid of them. You even fear your dreams may be real.
How do you know all this?
Who told you about my nightmares?
No one. I can tell from looking into your eyes. I see the ghosts that haunt you.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but from now on, stay the hell away from me in my personal life.
No puedo, señorita Ryan. You have a destiny.
You
Destiny?
can't, huh?
I don't care what you think. Just leave me alone.
How come you weren't this vocal with
If you
Zach?
don't
He's
face
the
them,
person who really deserved
I'm
it.
afraid your nightmares will continue. Soon they will appear to you even when you're awake.
You need some serious help, you know that?
No, this guy could
We
actually
all
be
do, April.
useful, it sounds like.
That's the reason we are here, you and me.
That's it. I don't have to listen to this.
Perdóname. I've upset you. We didn't think you'd react this way. I hope we can talk again soon.
I would like to.
I don't think so,
But
no.
no, she is really set off.
Please, think about it. And señorita, cuidado. Be careful.
Will do. Although really, if you wanted to talk to me, maybe you could have started with a different lead-in than, "Oh, how are you, pretty lady?" Like, just talk to me like a person, you know? Let's leave out all the pretty lady and stuff. But, yeah, I'm actually a little... This guy seems like he probably genuinely wants to help and maybe has an idea about what's going on. Kind of bummed that she freaked out on him. And yet she was just polite to Zach. I mean, it was my fault she was polite to Zach, so that's the conversation option I chose. But here, if I'd had an option to be polite to him, I would have. Because he seemed more deserving of it, and it turned out Zach wasn't.
That's Cortez. He sits in the same spot almost every day. I hate to admit it, but he scares me a little.
Well, it is kind of creepy that he knows what's going on, but also, since he knows what's going on...
I do not want to talk to that weirdo again.
All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wind the episode down here. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Come back in next time. I think we're not going to fiddle with the machine more at the moment, because we don't really have any motivation to, other than just because we can. And although I want to, I have a feeling that maybe if we move on with the game, there'll actually be a reason to come tinker with the machine, and maybe we'll have, like, a better idea what to do with it instead of just stumbling around blindly just to see if anything happens. So, yeah, next time we'll go to the bridges, continue on, see where things go from there.